9、8、6、5。
Hi everyone, welcome back to a China Plus Culture live stream and Visit Beijing live stream. I'm your host Rachel, and I'm really excited about the live stream today because I am at the Temple of Heaven, which is a very historical spot in Beijing. It's very well known and it's a landmark, iconic place that you must visit when you are here. Now joining me today, I also have a very, very special guest who I will introduce in 1 second. Let me say hi to you guys if you're watching. If you can hear me and you can see me okay, let me know in the comment section, and we'll have a great time today. So keep your comments coming. Hi, Jesse's here. Hi, Jesse. Thank you for joining us today. Make sure you are watching and let me know in the comments if you can hear me and see me. He says audio and video is great. All right, let's get started. So joining me is a special guest, Fred. Hey!
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Fred.
Morning,
How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, so Fred is a tour guide here in Beijing. You are the expert who knows lots of things and lots of historical facts, right?
I dare not say that.
You are too humble.
Oh, that's very nice of you. You know what, for being nice, here I give you a little gift from the Temple of Heaven.
Oh my gosh!
So,
this is from the Temple of Heaven.
I think so.
Wow! Thank you. So look at this. They have coffee and a coffee shop here, right?
Yes, it's
Okay.
a Temple of Heaven themed coffee shop.
Ooh, fun fact. I didn't know there was a Temple of Heaven coffee
There you
shop
go.
here. Fun. So this says Tiantan, which is the Chinese name for Temple of Heaven, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Ooh, so I got an iced latte. Thank you so much. This
Hey,
is
no
my
problem.
favorite. How did you know?
Well, I guess friends know that.
We are good friends now. And what are you drinking here?
Black coffee.
Black coffee. Black
Same as
coffee.
always.
Wow, I'm not a black coffee fan, but I admire that.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching, say hi to Fred and let us know in the comments where you're watching from. We have a lot of people saying hi, good morning. Somebody's watching from Texas.
Ooh.
Hi, Sylvia. Jeff says perfect audio and video. Great. We're glad you can hear us and see us. If you have questions for Fred today, he is the expert on the Temple of Heaven. So maybe you've seen videos from it before, or it's your first time learning about the Temple of Heaven, but he's going to be sharing some really cool stories and information with us today. Everybody have any questions right now for Fred? Let us know. So I'll take a drink of my coffee first, and while you guys are letting us know. Thank you.
No problem. Do you want some help?
Appreciate it. I think I got it. I'm so excited about this coffee. It's morning time here in, thank you. It's morning time here in Beijing. It's perfect weather today. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
how are you feeling? You've got a really nice traditional costume on.
I have to say it's a bit warm in that costume, but you know, I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm very, very happy.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. Thank you so much.
Okay, no problem.
And so let's look over here for a second. You can hear there's a lot of dancing and singing going on here in the park. So is this a usual traditional thing that happens here at the Temple of Heaven?
Yeah. People, they would come here in the morning, and they would just dance. They would do morning exercises, and make friends too.
It's a very kind of activity that you can come, you can sing, you can dance in the Temple of Heaven here. And I've also got a qipao on, which I'm very excited about. We're going to show you more of the Temple of Heaven and around. It's quite a big area. I'm a little sad, though, that we can't stay and dance with the dancing ladies.
We'll make it up at the end of the trip.
Okay, we'll dance at some point. Hi, ni hao. Ni hao. Ni hao. Okay, let's say hi to you guys. Let's see. Hi, Steve.
Let me hold this for you.
Thank you. Hi, James from Wisconsin. Elmer said, Fred, how can I get that shirt? So we have some curious audiences who want to buy this kind of shirt. Where did you get yours?
I mean, I can sell it to you.
Okay, Elmer, he's going to sell you his shirt, his qipao. So Jesse said, Fred, how long have you been a guide in Beijing and at the Temple of Heaven?
I've been a tour guide, I think, since my graduation from college, so approximately 15 years.
Wow.
It's been a long time.
Wow,
Yeah.
15 years of experience. So I bet you have some really cool, interesting stories to share with us about the Temple of Heaven. Could you just introduce it to us? Like, what is the Temple of Heaven, and why is it special in Beijing?
Yeah. The reason why it's so special in Beijing is because we're here today.
It's because we're here.
Well, I guess speaking of, the history of Beijing, everybody knows that, Beijing became really famous because of the Mongolian Empire. the Ming and Qing dynasties, and the Forbidden City and Summer Palace and all the those relics that were left from the last feudal dynasties. But I think there was a mentality which really back up the whole, the government, the Chinese government. In order to sit on that throne, you have to get your power, your authority, not from your father, but from the God.
Wow. So it was very like divine. Yeah.
That's why the Temple of Heaven is so important for no matter which dynasty, because they need to get the backup theory that why they're being selected as the emperor, because the gods say so.
The gods say that they're appointed and elected. Wow, that's really amazing. So the Temple of Heaven is many, many years old, hundreds of years old, very ancient.
Yeah, well, the highlight of the Temple of Heaven, which is called the Hall of Prayer for Good Harvest, that was originally built back in 1420, like in the early stages of the Ming Dynasty. Renovated a couple of times, but it was originally, I think, a temple for both heaven and earth. And later, when we built a separate altar for earth, and this became the exclusive place for heaven worshiping.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's fascinating to learn about, and it's just very historically important for the emperors in China. Let's take a look over here at this map, so you can see the Temple of Heaven area is actually quite large. I remember the first time I came here, I was a little surprised. I thought I would just walk straight up to the temple.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, it's actually like a huge park area. So
Exactly.
Can you share more, like how big is this area?
The Temple of Heaven is about 273 hectares. It's only slightly smaller than the most beautiful, Summer Palace, the Imperial Garden, but a lot larger than the Forbidden City.
Which I was totally surprised about.
Yeah.
I thought the Forbidden City, which is actually quite large, it takes you a while to walk through, but this area is actually much bigger than the Forbidden City.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's because, we have a lot of spacious areas that are for nothing but just trees. Because, the emperor also wants this emptiness, when it comes to heaven worshiping. And also, compared to the Forbidden City, that's where the emperor actually functioned. But this is where they worship the god. So I guess it's more important to some extent than the Forbidden City.
For sure.
Yeah.
How often would the emperor come here?
The emperor would definitely come here for heaven worshiping. Usually it's on the winter solstice. And also in early spring, the first month of spring, the emperor would come here to pray for like a bumper harvest for the coming year. And if there's drought, and they will have to come back for like praying for rainfall.
So it was like depending on the weather and the timing, and hoping for good luck and good fortune for his people, and depending on the weather and all of those things.
Really depends.
Really
different
depends.
emperors, they have different choices.
Yeah. Wow. Just a few more comments that we've gotten here today. You guys are loving the Temple of Heaven. This is great. So Betty said, "Good morning, Rachel." Thank you. I'm about to drop my coffee, you guys. Betty said, "Good morning, Rachel. Love your dress." Thank you. I'm very excited to be wearing a traditional qipao today. I don't often get a chance to wear the qipao. It is a little hot today. It's quite hot outside, like Fred said.
I can tell.
But, pain is beauty, so we're very excited to be traditionally
I love that
dressed.
expression.
Yes.
Pain is beauty.
We can do like a little spin, a little fashion show. Fred is styling it today. Lovely to see the trees as part of the temple, said Renee. It is quite nice because you see people will come here not only to enjoy the historical parts, but to just enjoy life in the park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be a heaven worshiping venue, but right now, same as the Forbidden City is no longer forbidden for all the commoners. Temple of Heaven it's pretty hospitable, with all the citizens that come here every morning, every afternoon. It becomes a big social place.
Yes, it is, and it's a big tour guide place as well. You can see like right over here, there's actually large tour groups who will come. Lots of people are here. Beijing is quite active now. Lots of people are wanting to go outside. The weather's good. It's quite beautiful, so many people want to come outside and enjoy the parks. You'll see many people are coming here to draw.
Oh God, look at that.
Yeah, oh, that's beautiful. I think he's drawing one of these trees.
Yeah, he is.
There are many quite old trees here too, aren't there?
There are. There are actually over 1,000 antique trees, and by saying antique trees, they, the tree has lived more than 100 years.
So there's some old trees here, and some of them are even over like 300 years old, right?
Good That's a very good fun fact. You know, because
Fun fact with Fred.
Rachel, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
How do you tell the age of a tree?
I think you have to cut it down, right, and look at the rings inside. Isn't that how you tell a tree's age?
Normally 90% yes, but today let's learn a new trick,
Okay.
which is to read the tag.
So the trees will have tags on them.
They do. Let's see.
Is it like one of those tags? Is that a tag?
Yeah,
Can we look at
green
this?
tag, yeah.
Okay.
Let's take a close up.
Okay. So they've got tags on them that share about the tree.
Yes.
Oh, I can take that.
Well, actually, on that tag, it says that the tree has lived for 140 years.
140.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what it says. Well, the most precious one is actually the red one, the red tag, because any tree with the red tag that shows the tree has lived more than 300 years.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So some of them are quite old.
Very old.
Oh wow.
So without cutting them down, there's a way to tell
There's
the
a way
age of
to
the tree.
do it. I didn't know that actually. I thought you had to cut a tree down to tell how old it was.
Science
Fun
does help.
facts. This is so great. Oh, Thomas said, how much is a tour guide?
How much is, like the tour guide?
Maybe if you bring him coffee, it's free.
Oh God, that's a good point.
But he's a top-notch tour guide, so
He's
good
one
services.
Of the tour guides. You see many of my colleague tour guides. This is Mr. Wang, Mr. Lee.
Oh, so some of your colleagues are here today.
No, I just made it up. I don't know them.
I think you were pointing to the trees anyways.
Yeah.
He's friends with the trees.
They've been guiding since the Ming Dynasty.
Oh.
Trees.
They're probably the best ones here. They know all the facts. We've got some great comments, you guys. Jesse said, yes, you would need to wear a summer weight silk qipao. So there's probably ones that might be a little bit better, lighter for the summer hot weather.
Think so. Might do some new purchase next time.
We'll see how we survive today. So we found this new part. What is this over here?
Oh, we've come to a very interesting spot. This is what we call the 7-star stone place. 7-star stone. But if you count, doesn't have to be careful, but they're all together 8 pieces.
Wait, so there's eight stones actually, but it's called the 7 stones.
Yeah.
So why is that?
Because we don't count so well. No, it's a joke. Originally, the Ming emperors, before they, set up the Temple of Heaven, they it is said that the emperor had a dream, or the emperor actually point at this place and say, look at those mirrors and those stars, those big rocks that are actually from the universe fell on the earth on this exact location that tells us where to build the temple. But later, while the Ming dynasty was ended and replaced by the Qing, the Manchurians, they came over and they have to find some backup theory on why they come. And so they set up a smaller one on the site and saying that should be the origin to all major mountain ranges and all those big rocks, which indicates that they are the master of Chinese. They are the ancestor of Chinese,
Oh wow! So it really represents, the Chinese culture and history. They do look like Chinese mountains, actually.
Yeah.
Wow. I kind of want to touch it for good luck or something.
Yeah, let's try that. No, not today.
Not today. Another time, maybe. Wow, so the 7 stones are an important part. I actually didn't know that was one of the features here at the Temple of Heaven. I think me, like many other maybe foreigners or even first-time guests here, you're so used to seeing the big Temple of Heaven, and that's what you think of when you come here. But there's actually many interesting parts.
Happy with that?
Thank you.
The coffee thing, yeah.
The coffee. Protect the coffee. There are many interesting parts here that I never even knew about that part, and there's a lot of stories about why the Temple of Heaven is here and how important it was for the emperors, besides the main temple part, which we will go to soon, so don't worry, we will see the iconic Temple of Heaven, the circle altar, which is the main part, but I think it's quite interesting to see that there's so many different parts here that you didn't know about.
Yeah, there are. I think most of the visitors, foreign visitors or domestic visitors, they come here, they focus on what's on the central axis. But actually, as you see, this place is pretty spread out. There are just so many things that has great historic value for us to dig out, That's why you have a tour guide. Yes. Yeah, not just for coffee.
Exactly. Not just for coffee, but also to learn about these things that really add to the elements of being here and being able to walk around. Somebody asked, how much does a Temple of Heaven ticket cost, actually? What does it cost to come in here?
Okay.
Do you know?
It's 34 for the, what do you call it? like the admission tickets that include all the secondary gates.
Mm.
So you spend 34 yuan.
Converting 34
to US,
yuan, which is
how
like
much is that?
that's about $5 or $6, I think. $5 or $6 maybe. Around. You guys are always really good in the comments about helping me convert money. So if you know what is 34 yuan in US dollars, if you could convert that and let me know in the comments, that would be great. Thank you.
So 34 yuan, that gets you into the temple and see, you know, I would say every single part of the Temple of Heaven. So 34 for all, one ticket for all.
Okay. Okay, that's good to know.
For summertime.
For summertime.
For winter, you know, when we enter the slack season, it goes to 28, as I remember.
Okay, 28 yuan. Okay. And how much time would you recommend? Like, oh, you can see they're looking at the map too, trying to figure out where they want to go next. How much time do you need to recommend?
Wow. For, like, if you come here for the first time and just want to see the temple itself, you know, all the historic values, you know, the places of interest, I would say just 1 hour is good enough. But if you're hardcore in China history and want to explore every single corner, probably 3 hours.
Okay, so you could come here for like a morning or an afternoon and get enough time if you're walking around for a few hours, and if you have a good tour guide to come help you along.
Are you talking about me?
Oh yes, always. You're my favorite tour guide, the best tour guide.
Thank you. Maybe 1 extra hour dancing with the ladies.
Yes, I think you definitely need to include time dancing with the ladies in your temple visit. And make sure you get here early. It does open at 8 o'clock in the morning, is that right?
Yes.
And that's when everybody comes here for all the activities, to the dancing. You'll see the old guys working out in the park. That's always my favorite part. I like seeing the old guys who can like flip around on the wheels and the monkey bars.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. I think, you know, workout is good, but, you know, you got to, like, minimize the risk.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Be safe. Safety is important.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Jesse said 34 RMB is $5.32. So that's good. Thank you so much. And also, guys, keep in mind, he is the expert. So if you have any questions for Fred and you want to know more, ask in the comment section. Oh, hi. Hello. 你好。
你好。你好。
Hello.
来自美国的姐姐。
Hello.
I'm telling them that you're
I'm the
nice sister from the States.
Oh. Hello. They're very cute. There's so many people who are coming here now. I actually saw like a giant group of school kids running around.
Yeah. School trip.
Yeah.
School trip. Usually, this is one of the classic three for Beijing, you know. Forbidden City, Temple of Heaven, Summer Palace.
The big three.
They cannot miss that.
Yeah, those are the must-see, especially in Beijing.
Yeah.
Ooh, so what is this right over here? This is a really cool feature.
Oh, this is the long corridor. So thank you. Let me just hold that. So actually, we started off from the sacrifice pavilion where they would be sacrificing animals to dishes. So after that, they need to set it up inside the altar before the ceremony started. So in case of rain and snow, they built this long corridor to keep all the Yes.
Oh, okay. So they'll protect it from the wind, the rain, anything like that.
Because when it comes to, you know, having worshiping, everything has to be very carefully, you know, prepared and is divine, you know.
Yeah, so they would bring it through here, up into there. Okay. And are there like special meanings behind the pillars or like the design, anything that they've used in here? Or the pillars?
Oh, God. Good, because something you might not know about is, you know, glorious temple-themed, like, worshiping venue, but it actually relates to death. Because how Chinese we define home is actually the space enclosed by 4 columns or 4 pillars.
Oh, so like these 4 would
Yeah,
be technically a room.
this
So
is
you can
one
see
room.
one room, even though it's not enclosed by walls, it still counts like as a room because of the 4 pillars.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is one room. And this long corridor is actually, the nickname of it is the 72 connected chamber or the connected rooms.
72.
So, 72.
Wow.
They're all together 72, which is not a good number. It's not a perfect number for having worshiping.
Oh.
Because, you know, I mean, I'm not an expert on, you know, the Book of Changes or I Ching. But usually in the Forbidden City, the supreme odd number is 9. When you use 9 times 9, that's 81. So 72 is actually the number that we believe, you know, the number of the rooms that are in Chinese hell.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like representing Chinese hell then.
Yeah, because the animals are killed there, they're sacrificed and being worshipped in front of the god.
Wow.
So I guess it's a corridor. It's not like super positive. It's more of a combination of yin and yang. So that's the story behind the corridor.
Oh, and the number. That's so interesting. I think in China, numbers are always really important. You can find different symbolism and different meanings. We're about to walk inside the Temple of Heaven to the main part now. So I hope you guys are ready and excited to see what we're going to do next. Are you ready? Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's do it. So to go inside, we have to show our gun, right?
Yeah.
Instead of having an actual ticket, we have a QR code on our phones. So I'm going to pause the commenting the slide. I'm going to take out on my phone. Oh, that was... Thank you.
You just talk my way in.
Okay, so I've got my QR code on my phone. And we're going to get inside this main area. Okay, so I scanned my code, and now we are inside the Temple of Heaven.
Yes.
Woo! So I keep calling it the Temple of Heaven, but this is all Temple of Heaven. What is this part actually called?
This is called the Temple of Heaven. No! I'm sorry, just, being naughty from time to time.
I love it. I love it.
This is called the Hall of Prayers for good harvests.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful. Can we just take a moment to just admire this? Look at this. It's gorgeous. I think this is just such an iconic place in Beijing. Like, many people just know this symbolism. They know what this looks like. Beautiful.
It's
so
a
exciting.
perfect representative of, Beijing's, as you said, iconic.
Mm.
You see a lot of that on the, TV commercial, and even some of the Chinese baijiu liquor has the Temple of Heaven.
Yes.
As a label on the outside.
Yeah, and you can just find it everywhere. It's such a beautiful symbol of Beijing and Beijing life and culture.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching, let me know. Have you guys seen the Temple of Heaven before? Have you visited it? Have you seen it online? Where else have you seen it besides? Because I think many foreigners are familiar with this, even if you've never been to China.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell me more. It's called, it's the circle altar where he actually pray, right?
Yes, well, actually, has one store, has a very history, but then it was nothing like what we see right now. Yeah.
Like this originally.
It wasn't like this. No,
wow.
No. It was a setup for worship of both heaven and earth. So later, let me count, the 9th or 11th, the Beijing Emperor, because they're all together like 16 emperors for the Ming Dynasty regime, and the Beijing Emperor had the whole building torn down. Building. 1545. I think that's
1545. So this was when this shape actually came about.
Exactly.
Wow, it's just so epic. It's just epic. It makes me feel so excited.
I like that word, epic.
Me too. We've got a few comments. Kenny said, Rachel, I think this temple is your favorite place to visit. It actually is my favorite place. It actually is on my WeChat picture. When you pick a profile picture. I came here to take photos one day, and it's actually my favorite temple in Beijing, so it's my profile picture on WeChat. Betty said, is there a reason why this particular spot was picked as the Temple of Heaven, or maybe missed the explanation? Do you know why this area in Beijing was picked for that?
That's a very good question. I don't think I can provide a very specific answer. I try to stay honest. I say what I know. But I know that when the capital was, set in Beijing, because Beijing was not the capital for the Ming Dynasty.
That's right.
Yeah. So the third emperor of the Ming Dynasty, he actually usurped the power from his nephew, and by having a war against his own nephew, lasted for about 3 years, And having been a local frontier commander before, he realized the strategic importance of Beijing, and this will be a much better place to fight off the Mongolians. So that's when they rebuilt the city. But Forbidden City, when it was finished, just within 3 months, within 100 days, there was a big fire that almost burned everything. And that's when the emperor believed that they need to restore the mandate of heaven, favor from the god. So go up. Richard, you want to maybe take a close look?
I want to get closer, yeah. That's really interesting to know, though, because the capital didn't used to be in Beijing, and that's interesting when you think about all of that stuff, and now it is Beijing. Yeah, let's continue walking around and take a look and see if we can get a little bit closer. Okay guys, we're going to keep walking around to just show you more angles around the Temple of Heaven. You can see there's lots of people here now. It's quite popular. Many people will go up the stairs. You can get close to the temple.
Rachel, sorry, did I tell you that this building does not have a single nail inside?
No.
This is the miracle. This is the the man-made wonder that represents the best.
There's no nails, he just said. There's no nails making the Temple of Heaven.
Exactly.
How is that?
So, same as the Forbidden City, we use a main with a lot of doors and tenons, joints and rafters.
Yeah.
And that's how we... holds it from the
interlocking part and need to them. Oh.
So, if I that on every single the rooftop, and there are a lot of those major little triangular part that looks like a gator's mouth that's sticking out from underneath the roof.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Yeah, that's a part that we call dogong. It's actually a supporting part, but mainly as a decoration when it's used back in the Ming and Qing. But it actually increases a lot of great withstanding during the earthquake.
Like supported and safe.
Very much.
Oh wow! Whoa! Let's take a look at over here. I just see children who are doing some flips. Surprised me. Do you think like a little kung fu school or something?
Got to be. I mean, judge from the costume. That looks awesome,
Yeah, that's so cool. Do you think we should try it?
I think we should fight.
We'll dance with the ladies and we'll fight the children. That's really cool.
That's very cool. Very cool. School trip.
Yeah, very, very cool.
Yeah.
Lots of children, lots of people around.
Exactly. Yeah.
What is this building over here for? So there's lots of other buildings besides the circular altars in this area, but you can see there's many different buildings surrounding it.
In the past, there are two buildings on the site, the next chambers on the site, and we now in the documents about not just that piece of architecture, but also the heaven worship, the history of that. So people, once they come to visit the temple, they also manage to learn a bit more about this heaven worshiping tradition of Chinese.
Okay. Wow, it's a good place that you can more, which I guess makes sense why so many tour guides and children come here to continue learning more. Yeah. Wow.
It's a good place.
It is. A moment, George. Coffee.
Well, it can be just a general a cheering thing, but also it literally means the bottoms up.
Bottoms up. With
drink.
One drink.
Yeah.
So usually it's when you're out with your friends and you're drink that you happens sometimes with Baijiu, which is quite dangerous.
Be careful with that.
So we'll continue drinking our coffee, but maybe I want ganbei.
Yeah. I'm a man of my word.
Thank you guys for watching and sharing. Michelle said, I've seen the Temple of Heaven online as well as photos. Never seen the Temple of Heaven in real life. I feel very grateful to see it with my eyes. That's really, really cool. I hope you have the opportunity one day to come see it in person, but we're happy that we can share that. This place is very beautiful. It is very, very beautiful. It's very intricate. So Renee said the feed is breaking up, so I didn't get to hear the answer about the nails. Can you explain the nails and the interlocking parts of the Temple of Heaven again?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we use those joints and rafters and tawning roofs and mortars and tenons, different structure, the interlocking structure to assemble the whole wooden structure. And the pillars, they're actually like in a circle. There are several layers of the pillars that are supporting the whole rooftop, and that's how we support like the huge roof and the whole weight of the building. So there's no nail used inside. There's no other building materials. It's mainly wooden structure that carries all the weight. So
yeah, which is so interesting. I never knew that before. We're gonna take a walk through and leave this circle altar area. Goodbye. See you later. And we're gonna come through here to continue on to another really important part of the temple.
Wow. You want me to help you do that?
Will you hold that for a second?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so we've come through this part. I love this view as well, though. Like, I love seeing the doorway. It's such a nice frame if you want to come and take photos here. Thank you.
And also, here is a little additional information that this is a perfect place where we can talk about this, because by the time we stand on the other side of the doorway, that we can see the temple, and we can see the Hall of Prayer for Good Harvest inside. But this with the frame, you can see the doorway creates the framework.
Yes.
And also, no matter where in Chinese garden or palace compound, inside of that framework, there's always space for the sky.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of expansive space around it, so it frames perfectly with the balance of the sky. Yeah, it's quite beautiful.
Yes.
So let's continue walking this way, and you can see it looks like there's a long road up ahead, which I'm very curious about. We're getting our steps in today for sure. So what is this long road we're going to be coming to?
This is the red Stairway Bridge.
Okay.
It actually leads us to the next building on the center axis. Yeah. It's the Divine Path.
The Divine Path. Let's go to the Divine Path. Okay.
Good.
Yeah. 会说一点点，我的中文不好。My Chinese is okay.
You always fool me by saying my Chinese is 不好, it's not good. And then actually when you speak, the moment is like, ooh,
surprise you a little.
It's not 不好.
Not 不好.
It's a lot better than 不好.
谢谢. Ooh, okay, so this is a really nice visual. Really, this is the best place to come and take photos and videos in Beijing as well. Like, look at all this beautiful stuff. So what is this entranceway to?
Oh, this is the this is like the first gate before the emperor can enter, enter into the worshiping area, like the altar venue. And there's a secondary gate behind it.
Pass through here. Walk through.
See that long stretch, like stretching sacred path that goes all the way down to the south, and this is the northern end. It's a lot higher than the southern end. It's about 4 meters high. The other side is about 1 meter high.
Oh,
yeah, it's about 360 meters, like the total length of the whole thing. So the emperor would actually enter from the south and ascend up to the north
Okay.
before he sees the prayer.
Oh wow! So we're actually like he just mentioned, we're 4 meters actually above the ground now. It's kind of elevated above the ground level.
Yeah.
And you could see that you could actually walk under here, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
You could.
Okay.
You could. And just that we're walking on this like God's sacred path, because even inside of the Temple of Heaven, I mean, even for the emperor, he was not qualified for using the central pavement.
Oh, so this center part, what Fred's talking about, is this part is raised right here, and usually the emperor could not actually walk where we're walking right now.
Exactly.
We're walking where the emperor couldn't even walk.
Yeah.
What an honor.
On the God's path.
On the God's path. So where would the emperor walk then? If he walked on
The emperor walking on the side, accompanied by his entourage and high-ranking officials on the other side.
Okay.
Oh,
so he would be walking over there. So he'd be walking over here on this side, where we just saw over there, not on this part.
Yeah.
And then, so who would be walking on this side?
It will be the high-ranking officials. They'll be, accompanying the emperor for the ceremony, and they'll be walking on this side, and the emperor is on the other side, and the God of Heaven's tablet will be placed inside of a miniature pavilion and carried on the central pavement.
Oh, okay.
I guess this is a way to show the respect to the God.
Okay, so they're showing divine respect. Wow. We've got some more questions for you, Fred. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
please.
So Renee said, do they have special clothes made to wear for temple ceremonies? Do you know if the emperor had something special?
Thank you, Renee, right? That's her name. Thank you for the question. This is a very good question because, you know what? Refer to your question as turn around and maybe look at the color of the tiles, the glazed tiles.
Yeah, so you can see the color of the tiles,
Yeah.
the blues, the greens.
I don't know if you have seen that on Discovery Channel or any of the travel channel. Inside of the Forbidden City is all golden tiles. But here is all either green or blue, because this is not the place where the emperor would exercise his power in front of the god. So that's why the main color used in the Temple of Heaven is blue, and so is the emperor's ceremonial robe.
So would it be looking like your blue outfit?
I think it's a little lighter than this.
Okay.
Yeah, light blue.
That's interesting. Yeah, it is. The colors are different. Like that's what you'll definitely notice when you're here.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
And before he actually changed, look at this place. This is the only piece of architecture with the yellow top on.
Yeah.
It's got to be important.
Yeah.
Give shot. I'm so sorry.
You set me up for that one, Fred. Set me up for that one.
But the original structure, the marble terrace, is actually for changing attire.
Oh, so to change his clothes in ceremonial robe.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So we've got more questions for you from James.
Yeah,
James has 2 questions.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can knock them both out.
Yeah.
Why did they call it the Temple of Heaven?
Yeah.
And is there a story behind the Temple of Heaven?
Is there a
Kind of
story
big
behind
questions.
the Temple of Heaven? Okay, I would never make up a story. The reason why we call it Temple of Heaven is because originally it was called the Temple of Heaven and Earth. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, here we go.
Originally it was called the Temple of Heaven and Earth.
Okay.
But as I started, as I said before, the mandate of heaven was of key importance for all the emperors who wanted to set up their power.
Oh wow. There's a big tour group coming by, you guys. So sorry.
They sound happy.
Yeah, they're really excited to be here.
Yeah, they're happy.
I love Chinese tour groups when they've all got like the same little hats on or like the same kind of flag they're following around. That's kind of a common sight at these Chinese tourist places. Maybe we could join them later.
I think we look the same.
I think so.
Oh, okay, so I was talking about the Temple of Heaven.
Yeah.
Because, if you look at the Chinese history, always when it comes to peasant rebellion, they have to fight against the tyranny, a bad corrupted government, and so there has to be some superstitious, leading. So heaven bestowed the power to one guy, and who carries all the responsibility of saving people. So I guess that's very important.
Yes.
So in order to make sure that all people know, the power emperor from the god. So there's always Temple of Heaven, you know, in like capital.
Oh, wow. Thank you for that answer,
no
Fred.
problem, no problem.
And good question, James. Keep your questions coming because you see Fred very knowledgeable and knows a lot. You go to Texas, and so I love hearing where you guys are watching from. And thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. Yeah, it's been so fun so far. We're at the Temple of Heaven. If you're just joining us now, this is Fred. He's a great tour guide here in Beijing with lots of information, and we're just exploring around the Temple of Heaven. And we've got some coffee, which
Yeah, there you
is
go.
keeping us very alert and awake.
Yeah.
Renee also said, matching hats. I wish I was there to see this. It's so neat. We saw those matching hats with the tour guide.
The orange hat.
Yeah. And thank you guys again for watching us today with China Plus Culture and also Visit Beijing. It's so cool to actually be here to this in North today. Oh, wow. They said, look at how big the doors are, and the door frames the temple. Those unique things that you pointed out to us earlier. Wow. This is a really long road. I feel like we've been walking on this road for ages.
Oh, sorry. There is one fun fact. It's not that fun, but it's a fact.
I hope it's super fun.
Okay, so you know the reason why we call this very like broad but flat pavement a bridge
Why
is because there is an archway underneath.
Oh,
Like
okay.
underneath one of those like marble terrace, there's a hole that you
They
can,
can go under.
you can go under. So because of that arch, you know, it's one of the reasons why they named this place a bridge. But the that archway has a nickname, which is known as the Devil's Gate.
Devil's Gate.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
That sounds really ominous.
Because all the animals, like cattle, that were used for the sacrificial items, they will be like driven to the imperial kitchen,
Oh,
to the
wow.
like the slaughtering place,
Wow.
through that little archway, and means that they will never come back again.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
entering the Devil's Gate.
Ah.
So
That's quite an ominous name, but it makes sense, I guess, when you learn the meaning of it.
and on the other side, there is one place that usually, I would say maybe 80% of the visitors would choose to skip because it's
Ooh.
not on the central axis.
Ooh, he's going to share with us a place that not many people go to when you
Yeah.
visit the Temple of Heaven. So where is that?
Make sure it's not a gift store. It's actually straight to the west.
Okay.
It's a place called the Fasting Palace.
Ooh, okay, so it's like over that way. So if through these trees over here, there's another building, the Fasting Palace.
Yeah.
So
The
what is
Fasting Palace is really independent courtyard with, you know, houses, that exhibitions that are inside, and also is surrounded by a moat.
Ooh.
And that's the place where emperors supposed to come here 3 days in advance
Okay.
and fast themselves.
So they'll wait there for 3 days. Of
No
fasting.
wine, no entertainments, no like women company,
Ooh, wow.
no nothing, no
You just have to
seasoning,
just
flavoring.
Sit there. Nothing.
Yeah, what they have things that they are regulated, you know, hour by hour on a little tablet, and the tablet will be placed in front of the inside of a little pavilion in front of their house to remind them when to do what.
Oh, okay. So they would have some certain routines or things they would do to prepare before they would come here.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds tough to be an
Yeah, it's-
emperor.
it's-
Sounds intense.
It's not a random like ceremony. I want to do it. Okay, I do it.
Yeah.
If I don't
it's
want
like
to do it,
you got to prepare
let's do it next
many
year. No.
days in advance
Yeah.
for this kind of ceremony. So they said, how many people would walk with the emperor? So you mentioned that the emperor would walk all the way down this road to the end.
I think the large ceremony when it comes to you know, pray for a bumper harvest, for a good harvest, or having worshiping, I think the scale can be up to 1,000.
Okay.
1,000 entourage and attendants. They'll be like guarding a different direction, and the specialists, you know, the expert at playing music, the ritual music, you know, as it comes, the start
they'll be
and different
walking there
procedure,
too.
part of the procedure, and also the emperor's entourage. You know, those people will actually follow the emperor to the venue.
Okay.
These people.
So it'd be quite a big group of people.
Yes.
I just want to look at this door really fast. First of all, look how big it is. This is a big door. And is there a certain meaning behind these, like the number of these?
Oh, the doorknobs.
Yeah.
Usually it should be 81, which is 9 times 9. Let's count
so
today.
it's the number again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Wow, surprise.
So
I'm right.
9 by 9.
9 by 9.
They're at, oh
yeah.
wow! So they're at 81 there, and like you mentioned earlier, the numbers are very important.
Yes, it is.
I think
yes,
the doors are quite cool, quite beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. So we're going to another part now. We've left the bridgeway, the stairway.
The stairway.
And we're going to another part of the Forbidden City. So where are we headed now?
We're actually walking to the southern entrance, the main entrance to the Imperial Vault of Heaven. 黄琼宇, that's what we call it in Chinese.
Ooh, okay. Ooh, look at this. So what is this building right here?
The round building, we're seeing the back side of it, but the round building is actually the main building, courtyard. We place the upper heaven inside, right in the center.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
But I think I think the surrounding wall shares a lot more reputation, fame, than the tablet and the function of the building itself, because it's known as the Akko Wall.
Oh, the Akko Wall.
Yeah.
Ooh, and there's a really cool thing that you can do inside the Akko, and there's a reason why it's called the Akko Wall, right?
Let's go and test it out.
Ooh, okay, let's go and see. Okay.
All right.
Follow along, you guys. And yeah, thank you, Jesse, and everybody asking. We are working with a tech crew today, our lovely camera guys, and Louisa is also here. Jesse said hi. Grateful to be here. Temple of Heaven and work has been such time. Thank you for watching. To talk more about the
If you see what's behind this, that's the 9 June. Here, take 9 like. Now you can like you can
okay. It doesn't rain on us while we're out here. We still have a little bit more that we want to see while we're here.
The god of weather think it's a little too hot for us today.
Thank you for cooling us off. Yeah, you do. I was worried it was going to be so hot today, especially wearing these. Yeah. But it's actually been quite nice weather. So thank you.
Stay positive. God is on our side.
That's right. It's good
it won't
vibes.
Rain.
Good energy, good vibes today. So sorry, you guys, also, if there's a poor connection. It is like a little bit, the weather may be something, and so sorry for the disruptions and any technical delays, anything like that. Okay, so we're going to explain a bit more about what is it called the echo chamber. I don't think we'll be able to go inside of it today, but there's a really cool special fact like of why it's called that.
Yes, there's because as you can see, the surrounding wall is in a perfect circle. Oh, by the way, there's
how about we come stand over here?
Used to believe that heaven is water.
Yeah, the symbol, like the shapes are very
the shapes, is a square hole in the middle.
True.
There you go.
Oh, true.
It's always a combination of round and square.
Yeah.
So the square, like for example, the Hall of Prayer for Good Harvest, it has like a surrounding wall which takes a perfect like rectangular square shape, and inside the altar itself is round. And this one is made in a perfect circle because the bricks, they're so like well made, so it's very smooth on the surface. They didn't do it on purpose. I don't think they did it on purpose, but it just happened that it's great for sound wave to travel.
Oh, wow.
So if you speak to one side of the wall, the sound wave you know, it keeps hitting the wall and bounce back.
Oh, so when you talk into it,
Yeah.
the sound will come back to you, like the echo.
The sound will come back from the other side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that is why it's called the
Very
Akko
cool.
Wall.
Very
Oh, that sounds so cool.
It's one of the 3 acoustics that you can experience inside of the Temple of Heaven.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the triple soundstone, the heavenly heart stone.
Wow.
Really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Fascinated for
I'll have
kids.
to. Yeah, that's a really cool, fun thing to try it. I wish maybe I'll have to come back another time to try it.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna continue walking over this way. This is such a big park, you guys. Like I just feel like you could spend hours walking around here. It is such a big area. Thank you, thank you. And yeah, today is 73 degrees Fahrenheit out. It's very nice, beautiful weather. It's such a nice day. Michelle said, "Ni hao, Louisa. Beautiful camera work as always in the camera crew. Keep up the good work." Yes, we're very excited, and we're going to look over at this building now. And this is actually, we got our coffee from a shop earlier, and now we're going to be showing you another really cool special treat of the Temple of Heaven. So here is a very special Temple of Heaven inspired cake. It's so cute. Look at this mini replica of the Temple of Heaven in a cake form. It's such a cool thing that they've taken the Temple of Heaven, this historical thing, and yeah, I think we feel it.
Okay.
Okay.
I got clumsy hands.
Don't drop the Temple of Heaven.
That's what I'm not going to do. Oh, yeah, you open it. I'll just hold it.
Okay. Oh gosh. I hope I don't drop it as well.
Yeah.
I think it's taped on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
It'll be such a dramatic reveal when we finally get it. Okay, I got that side.
It's worth the effort. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Look at that. It's a beautiful cake. Like, they've got all the details around the top.
Bite on the roof.
Let's take a look inside, okay? Ooh. Never thought I would be taking home
You're like a monster.
piece of
destroying our temple.
We're like a Godzilla. Like,
Oy, oy.
oh, look at that. I think it's like some kind of chocolate mousse or something.
Oh.
Okay, a bite of the Temple of Heaven. But you guys didn't think this was going to happen today.
Where are all the tablets? That looks very
Temple of Heaven tastes very delicious. You should try. Okay, I'll
hold this. So I'm gonna try from the main gate.
Take a bite of the main gate. What do you think?
Oh my God. Much better than guiding.
This is like destroy this whole temple.
Well, from today, thank you, Rachel, for showing me this. It's gonna be my priority coming to the Temple of Heaven.
I think you should definitely come here for the Temple of Heaven cake.
It tastes so good.
It does taste good.
Yeah.
It does. More of this.
Dance.
Yeah, now that we're eating this cake, I think we need to burn it all off afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, try some more, Fred.
Oh.
Do you guys think this was to try a piece of the Temple of Heaven? I feel like I am at one with the temple. Look at this.
I don't know why you came to the temple, but the reason why here. It's me and
for the what? Fred, another treat. So we're gonna. Their special.
Oh my God!
Yeah. The Temple of Heaven inspired. Ooh, let's do a big reveal. Bum bum bum.
Oh God, look at mine.
Wow!
I think you got a mango emperor. Mine is I don't know, green beans.
You guys, these are so cute. Temple of Heaven, so you can have these at the Temple of Heaven as well.
Do you want to try one of the Chinese couple like cross arm thing?
Yeah. It's very cold. I just bit off his hat.
part of the head.
Did you eat his head?
Mm.
I haven't got to his head yet.
Sorry. Disrespectful.
My emperor tastes good.
Ooh.
I think he's got brain freeze.
I think I'm having the same thing. we don't have to cross our arms the whole time,
We have to
right?
stay like this for forever now. Oh, this is good. You guys, Renee said, love mango. Guys, which flavor would you rather have? The mango one? Is it
With
green
the
bean? What
green
does it
bean
taste
one.
like?
Try it from the bottom.
Does it really? Do you want to try the mango one?
No, I cannot
Are you
eat
sure?
mango. Yeah.
Oh, are you allergic?
It's a Chinese doctor told me not to eat that.
Oh, okay. Oh my god, it really is like green bean flavored.
There you go.
Have you ever had green bean ice cream before? That's interesting. I thought it would be like green tea or like some kind of...
Mocha.
Yeah,
green tea.
mocha.
No, it's green bean.
It's a green bean. So you can come here and have a green bean popsicle.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
well, I'll take that one back because I don't
Go
want you to
The mango
have
thing.
to eat that.
Yeah.
Let's take one more look around over here and see what's going on over this day. Temple of Heaven, getting to try coffee as well as the cake and the food. Michelle said all the food in the Temple of Heaven are quite a cool thing now that and enjoy it while you're also eating. Exactly, cultural creation.
You know.
Absolutely. Once again, you guys at the Temple of Heaven with Fred. If you guys could say goodbye, and thanks again to him. It's been awesome. Thank you for talking about the Temple of Heaven.
Fun. All the
Also been really connecting with this look around, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.
I'm gonna eat more of this.
Go ahead.